Alright guys, and welcome back to another new video. It's Senior here, and today in this video we're actually going to do a trailer breakdown for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 with a lot of Easter eggs and reference and more stuff. So there's a lot to talk about. But before I start, don't forget to subscribe, like, and let's go. Okay, yes, but we start off easily with the beginning. Now in the beginning we easily start off with Sonic running in the woods. And the fun thing here is that in the first trailer for Knuckles series, it also started with Knuckles running in the woods. And now in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer, we can see Sonic running in the woods as well. I mean, it's cool to see that they actually did the same with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer. And after that they give us a small shots of Knuckles and Tails, and also Team Sonic in London. We can see Knuckles has his flames of disaster. Sonic running on the London Bridge, and he's like flying. And right after that we can see Tom Wachowski and Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic's old home in the cave, where he for 7 years grown up by himself. And the good thing here is that we look back to the first movie of Sonic the Hedgehog. You can see how much he has grown, not only physically but mentally too. And it is beautiful to see Longclaw always being honored. Sonic always can think about Longclaw, and Tom Wachowski telling me that he didn't change for who we are in the heart. He has a good heart. Keep showing Team Sonic running in the woods. But this thing here kind of remind me that this or maybe are in the woods. It can be from that leaked photo we saw back in July when we saw Sonic, Knuckles and Tails prop figure. So it maybe could be that. They jumps up, showed all the companies working with this movie. And we see Prison Island. This is definitely Prison Island, and this is where they're keeping Shadow. We can see gun soldiers looking at him, and at the same time they give us a shot from Commander Walters, who I think is talking to Team Sonic, where he talk about Project Shadow. Then we see Shadow the Hedgehog waking up, and he's so ready for taking people down. After that we see a shot from a GUN helicopter coming from a ring portal, where I think they have coming to Tokyo in Japan. They're definitely trying to find Shadow. And Commander Walters say that they need Team Sonic's immediately assistance. Then we see a scene from the gun soldiers, and then Shadow the Hedgehog from the downside. We'll see like a similar photo that looks like they were going to start filming, and he looks just so perfect here, and I think he's definitely taking them down, all of them. Then Commander Walters tells Sonic that Shadow's story is a lot like Sonic's story, where we then see a first look at Shadow with Maria, and we can see Alayla there too. But he also said that the thing between Sonic and Shadow is that Sonic finds friend and family, and for Shadow he only found pain and loss. We'll see another scene with the helicopter, and it looks like Tails is flying it. And they're trying to look for Shadow, where can they find him? And here comes one of the coolest parts, because they're jumping off the helicopter, and the reference here is that Sonic jumping from the guns helicopter. That is also a reference for Sonic Adventure 2, but this time it's a little bit different because he's not jumping alone, he's jumping with his friend. There's also a similar scene where you see that he's jumping like that before, also in the beginning of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. And when Team Sonic has arrived, they probably for the first time see Shadow the Hedgehog. And Knuckles already think that Shadow is impressive. Also then the last hedgehog he fighted, which is Sonic, where he's like, dude, I'm standing right here. And right after that moment we can finally hear for the first time Shadow the Hedgehog's voice, which is of Keanu Reeves. I can tell you that that voice is so perfect. It's so perfect for this Shadow the Hedgehog. And Sonic tells Shadow that they actually don't want to fight him. But Knuckles takes the wheel by himself and want to fight Shadow. But it doesn't end well as we thought. I was very shocked when I saw this. I didn't thought that Shadow would do something like that. That was crazy. But here's also something interesting we can see. Because if we look at Knuckles' face when Shadow is right in front of him, we can definitely see the shocking and also the fear in Knuckles' eyes. Exactly like we saw in Sonic when he was fighting Knuckles for the first time and saw Knuckles just coming up just like that, out of nowhere. After that we see Team Sonic is going to fight him, and for no reason Shadow just wants to take down Tails. I don't know what the problem is, but I kind of feel bad for Tails. You know, he just wants to live a good life and don't want anything to happen bad where he lives. I mean, look at Tails, like he's so nice and all that, and Shadow just kicking him. I mean, Shadow's definitely showing no mercy. I mean, look at the fear in Sonic's eyes. Shadow just standing there so ready for take him, and then just flying up with him from his shoes just to take him down. Shadow's on fire right now. And after the fight scene we see something coming up from the water, and the crazy part here is that I think I know what that is. You can see it flying up like if it has been underground, and this definitely had been, because someone has working on it, and that's definitely Dr. Eggman. And the most hilarious thing is that this one is, I think is called a Death Egg, and I think it's going to go up to the space. What I'm sure about is that this one is going to go up to the space, and the name for it, I think it is Death Egg. Like this is like a new space colony arc, or probably is this from this movie version, but this one is about to go up to the space, and Dr. Eggman is flying in it. And then like, wow, this scene, I love this scene, where Shadow had just coming out from the prison and breaking from it, and just how it does that on the water, wow, iconic. Then we'll see a scene from Shadow taking down the gun soldiers. But the thing is, there's two options of this. Either this could be that Shadow had just breaking out from the prison, or it is Sonic and Shadow actually taking down gun soldiers together. Now you're thinking like, how they're not going to team up? Yeah, they're going to team up. There could be two options here. The Shadow just has escaped from the prison and they're going to take him down, or Sonic and Shadow is going to take them down both in the lights, like for the final stage, I think. It's one of those two options, I think. But they could just cutting away Sonic. So we're just seeing Shadow in this scene. But it could also be Sonic and Shadow fighting the Gunswillers. So they're just teaming up. It is either that or Shadow are just escaping from the prison. And then we'll see this scene. Wow, this is kind of emotional. Like, I'm definitely thinking that Shadow has taken all the Gunswillers here. But this also could be for another scene. And we see Tom Wachowski. Like, many fans are predicting that Tom Wachowski is going to die. I mean, we can see that he is now joining Gunn. I think that's the reason why he was away from the Knuckles series. Maddie said that he was out of the town, so... But I'm just afraid what's going to happen in this scene. I've never heard him scream it like that. And then we see just a lot of shots from Shadow. He just looks so amazing. And wow, this is the crazy thing I ever seen. Is that black hole? What is that? Have Shadow created that? Team Sonic, Tails and Knuckles are tied up. Definitely either Eggman have tied them up or is it Shadow has taken them down. It's one of those two options, I think. But mainly people are thinking that Amy is in that scene, that she's also tied up, but I don't think so. But the thing is, what I believe is that Amy could be there. She could just show up for the first time in the first scene and, you know, help them. That could also be the case. Here's a scene where we see Sonic, Tails and Knuckles are like sad and like if they don't know what to do. And it feels like Team Sonic failed someone, or maybe the gun. So I don't know, it feels like this scene here, it feels like they're on their own now. They don't have any help. It is just Team Sonic right now. And they have to take down Shadow on their own. And Sonic saying, we need you know who. That is definitely what we think of. Dr. Eggman, he's back, Jim Carrey. We all got so happy. And Tails saying that this is a bad idea. Sonic giving a crazy look saying that when is that ever stopped me? Like, I was so confused and shocked. I have never seen Sonic like that. You know, he's always so positive and nice. And he's never angry. But it feels like Shadow had really done him so emotional that we're going to see another part of Sonic here in this movie. And I'm so excited to see that. I mean, this movie is so crazy. Then we hear Dr. Eggman's laugh and he's just joking around and we see that he has become so fat. And he has a new look also as well. And he has new visitors. And Sonic, Tails and Knuckles need his help. And then he say on one condition, and we don't know exactly what the condition is, but it could be that he's getting that Sonic quill. I don't know for what reason. I mean, we all know, I think it's Metal Sonic. But the thing is, I want to say this right now to you guys. I believe that, and I think all of you guys maybe believe this too as well, I think, that Dr. Eggman is going to team up with Team Sonic for a little time. But when he has all that he needs, because Eggman said that he wants to save the world, but I don't think he wants to do that. Maybe in the beginning, but there's something else that could be also the reason. So he's working with Team Sonic just for a moment in the movie. Maybe then when he has all that what he needs, he's going to betray them and Sonic, you know, that deal they have is like gone. And we see Agent Stone giving him the iconic look. And then we see a portal with Eggman and Sonic coming up from the portal. And it looks like they go into a place that is old. And I think that is where Eggman is going to find you know who, but I'm going to say that in later. And we see Shadow, it looks like he's doing something. It looks like he's trying to take down the whole city. The thing is, we can also see here, if you look, it says 2024. So I mean, they're living the same year as us. That's also cool to know. We see a new shot of Shadow where he's saying also, when we're done, there won't be anything left. It's not like he said, when I'm done. He said, when we're done. I don't know if he's telling that to a person he's working with. Who can that be? Maybe he's working with Eggman, or it could be someone else. I mean, I don't think that Shadow is working on his own. It felt like he's working with somebody in this movie, but I don't know who it is. We will for sure know that in the movie. But I also wonder who he's talking with, because I think it feels like he's talking with somebody he's working with. I don't think he's saying that to Sonic specifically. And then we see the iconic motorbike, Dark Rider, like, wow. But I think if we look closely, we can see that this motorcycle belongs to Gunn. We can see the logo right there. But Shadow just coming up like that with a motorcycle, it looks so good. Sonic be like, hey, no cheat codes. And here's a small shot where we see Tails flying away from something. But I don't know where he is, because we can see that he is with Knuckles if we look there. Look over there. We can see Knuckles standing there. But I don't know where they are. It could be in the Death Egg that I'm talking about. The Death Egg that's played. So it could be that he actually is in the space right now. Because I'm calling that the Death Egg because I think that is the name of it. Commander Walters wanted to take them to Oliver Garden. But instead it was Chow Garden. We can see Chow there. It's not real Chow, but it's like Final Freddy's, you know. We can see that Team Sonic is talking with Commander Walters, and I think it is about Project Shadow. And then out of nowhere it comes rockets. I don't know why, because who has rockets? I don't know that Shadow has rockets. So that's the reason why I believe that Shadow is working with somebody that has these techniques. But this is not from Dr. Eggman, because he's on the ground. I don't know why, but somehow it feels like there's two good sides on GUN. It's a bad side and there's a good side. It could be, and Shadow working with the bad side. I don't know. That could be the reason, or something else. And we see here that Sonic saying, "What did you do?" And Shadow answering, "What I had to do." But I don't think that Sonic is talking to Shadow directly. We can see that there's two different scenes here, but I think that Sonic is either talking to Knuckles or Tails. I don't know the reason why, because we can see that police car background there. There was the same when they were in shock, and also that Sonic was angry. So it feels like Sonic is either angry at Tails or Knuckles. So It feels like Team Sonic is maybe going to split up. I don't know. This is just going crazy. And here we see one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen in this trailer. We see Shadow with the bike and also the reference for Akira. This looks so good. Shadow just coming up so high in the sky. I've never seen that high before. But we can see here that he's so ready going up against Sonic. It's going to be a long fight. A very long fight. It's beginning with Team Sonic seeing Shadow and then just going around like the whole city. They're fighting around the whole city. And even in the sky. That is when they're showing us iconic reference we can see for Sonic Adventure 2 with Sonic and Shadow, but couldn't see exactly the shot because it is that where it ends with the logo. So we can see that Robotnik is hearing somebody talking, and who it is Gerald Robotnik. Like, I don't know how this is impossible. You know, anything can be possible, of course, even if it feels impossible. Could be a time machine happening, I don't know, be something else. That is what I'm excited to see. He's literally hugging himself, only in theaters December 24. Like, I'm for real, I can't wait for this. Seeing all this reference and all that stuff. And I love that Keanu Reeves is Shadow. It's perfect. Anyway guys, that was all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this trailer breakdown. Subscribe, leave a like, and also comment down below too. Comment down below also as well if you saw something that we might miss it. And what scene is your favorite in this trailer? That was all for me, and bye.